It has been said that the only constant in life is change. For those men and women that have served in the U.S. Armed Forces for years, the change of returning to civilian life can pose unique challenges, especially for those who want to apply their military experiences and training in the civilian job market. It's a whole new battle for which they may not have had the intensive training that they're used to. The deployment back to Main Street, USA is one they may be least prepared to undertake.
I've been in the National Guard for over 14 years, and I've deployed several times, both overseas and stateside. And each time that I've returned home, I've had to restart my employment search. When we first started deploying, I was a student in college, so I didn't have that career path set before I went. And on this last homecoming trip, I started applying for jobs before I came off orders. Applied to over 300 positions to get nothing back. Even if I did get the initial interview, nothing led to a job offer. Because of my difficulties finding good quality civilian employment, I have found myself over the past 10 years volunteering for missions, whether it be overseas or stateside. The difficulties that I've had, my oldest son being about 14 years, has been the man of the house, and we've gone through many different diversities. Overseas missions, of course, would be relatively lengthy, anywhere between 12 to 18 months. And then stateside missions, having to move my entire family in order to get that Title X military deployment pay, because it was almost guaranteed. You've got the right skill sets, the military's looking for people to serve in a certain capacity. It was a lot easier, I found, to volunteer for orders somewhere in the United States and bring my whole family, uproot them from school, than it was to try to fill out that 40-hour work week, changing my resume daily. And so leaving my family behind or taking them to a new location within the United States, they've sacrificed greatly for me. So the IVET institution came along with Jeff Horn and some of his other speakers. And the first day of the class, when I came home at the end of the day, my wife had noticed a huge difference in me. That I had a pep in my step, and that I had a positive outlook, that I was going to be able to take the information that they were teaching me in the IVET course, and I was going to be able to make something of it. And to that end, now I'm currently working for the National Guard to help educate our other service members on the benefit of this program. The only place to truly get that education and training is through the IVET program. The IVET program is not duplicated in any other services out there that I've found so far.
IVET has been a great program for our family. My husband, in the first day coming home, was very encouraged, where it was like the light in the dark tunnel for us. We'd been doing this for a long time, and so having people that were willing to encourage him and mentor him and do it for free, to come to him instead of him having to drive and go to them, was definitely something that kept us going and give us hope and let us know that we're not going to be stuck in that place.
They used to be called mentors. Now they're known as life coaches. Whatever they may be called at the moment, having a person or a coalition of highly successful people available and willing to take a personal interest in you and your success would be invaluable for anyone looking to chart their course for the future, especially if we're making the transition from the military to Main Street.
I've gone to 2 transitional courses, one for the Navy, one for the Army, and ITAP, I believe, is different because it's not just so focused on resumes and jobs, it's more focused on who you are as a person, and if you don't know who you are, you're not going to know where you're going. So when I came to this class, I was able to breathe because it pretty much gave me the direction where I should go.
Fortunately, there are many veteran-operated organizations across the nation that are providing just that, a coalition of experts and executives that comprise what one organization refers to as the bridge back.
You know, today's soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines that are coming back from Iraq, they're amazing people. They are mentally, physically, spiritually tough. They've gone through 14 years of war. But you know what? When you actually start to talk to them about what their future looks like, that's when they start to break down. Because they really don't know. IVET's Military to Main Street initiative that we have called the Bridge Back is frankly a way to get all of America involved in getting these young soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines the opportunity to get back to work. IVET is a unique group. We bring the processes necessary and the tools necessary to help our military members transition into a business culture. We have over $5 million of software packages from across the country that we brought together to serve a specific purpose. The people that work with us are CEOs, Silicon Valley executives, Apple executives, professors, corporals, sergeants, you name it. We do an assessment to figure out what they're hardwired to do well in. We help them choose from a career. That's one of the shortage careers in this nation, which means they'll have an accelerated career path. And then we give them an opportunity for that technical training. And they can get it from a public university, they can get it from a private school, they choose. And then after that, it's just coaching and placement services and making sure that their life stays on balance by helping them understand resiliency and how to bounce back when bad things happen. It's not uncommon for someone today to have 300 job applications and not hear one word back. That kind of rejection, I don't care what kind of firefight you've been in, that's tough. Our programs help them deal with that and maintain their balance and keep their family together while they line that job up.
There are more than 40,000 organizations that are trying to help vets. Yet, for organizations like IVET, the Institute for Veteran Education and Training, they look to collaborate versus compete with other organizations to help our veterans. IVET integrates the whole workforce solution process, a true end-to-end comprehensive organization that focuses on individual, education, and employment business. Life skills, education, and employment are the cornerstone for success. And 7 out of 10 military members, National Guardsmen, are employed from attending IVET's intensive ITAP 2.0 workshop. The Institute for Veterans Education and Training is a nonprofit, donor-supported, veteran-established organization that teams with the best in the industry to meet a tough demand, getting the American veteran to work in a career position when they represent one of the highest unemployed demographics in the nation.
IVET and ITAP consists of a group of people that are phenomenal. Generals, command sergeant majors, admirals, CEOs of major corporations like Apple, SAIC, which is an IT company, but very important to me. Big companies, big people that have so many things they could be doing with their lives, and they're dedicating it to teach us how to not just survive, but to excel and to keep going. They want to make sure you make it. And it's so nice to know that you've got somebody out there that's got your back. Being military, it's so unusual to have somebody that actually wants to follow up and make sure that you get to where you're going. And that's what the ITAP cadre, the ITAP teachers, mentors, or life coaches, that's what they do. They make sure that they follow up, they make sure you get where you're going. They don't just drop you after class. You actually have somebody there after. And if you need something, they give you their email addresses, their phone numbers, and you can call them. CEOs, generals, you can call them if you really want to. It's inspiring. It's truly inspiring that these people are giving their time, because most of them don't get paid to do it, giving their time to make sure that a veteran or National Guardsman has a chance to excel and to become something and not work at 7-Eleven the rest of your life. I mean, they make sure that you find your goal and you go for it. And that's the best part about the class.
Military members are found to be capable of explosive career growth if they truly understand who they are, their true capabilities, and the real-world linkage to what they want to do. Leading a person to pragmatic choices out of design rather than default positions them for success professionally and personally. There is no substitute for having a person or a coalition of highly successful people available and willing to take a personal interest in you. This is true for everyone, especially true if you are feeling isolated, alone, fearful for your future. No one should experience this after they fought for their country.
We came across IVET through, quite frankly, just networking in the state, looking for really the best practices, best businesses to partner with our military to manufacturing program. We found Jeff Horn and the IVET team, and from there it developed into a discussion, quite frankly, about what the opportunities were, where they were in the manufacturing employment cycle, from, again, the life skills point of view, the job training point of view, and how that fit into our vision of a transitioning veterans' opportunities for obtaining skills. We learned very quickly that IVET had the pipeline of candidates that was imperative for feeding our system of certification and assessment and then placement. And so that comprehensive service for us was a no-brainer, to build a partnership and have an agreement where we would work on joint projects together and try to fill the future demand of manufacturing needs as much as we could with IVET in tow. The VMA and the Manufacturing Skills Institute, we're excited to be a partner with IVET. They provide the skills training opportunities, the life skills services that veterans need, and they provide the fit for manufacturing. That's really the exciting part for manufacturers, is the fit and then having the skill certification. We need 30,000 people over the next few years due to retirements. We're confident that veterans can serve those needs. We're looking for everything from technicians to folks that are going to work in our production environment, and at the end of the day, we think IVET is that partner that will help us reach those goals.
To learn more about IVET or support them in their life-changing efforts, visit their website at www.ivetsolutions.org or call them at 757-806-IVET or 806-4838.